As a brief idea, it's the bridge between the product and the marketing, and taking care to be aligned with the same positioning, messaging, and benefits for the consumer and for the prospect. The platform are changing, the industry is changing, people are changing, the content is the same.
Hello, the Recursive community. My name is Elena and I am an innovation reporter. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Robert Katai, a product marketer at Creative, a visual production company built in Romania but scaled internationally. Robert is Oradea born but Cluj raised in the past decade, and he has a background in communication, PR, advertising. Today we get to discover more about social media and marketing for B2B startups, as well as insights into the evolution of the podcast vertical. So, hello Robert, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
First things first, tell us a bit about Oradea.
Well, Oradea is the city where I was born, and it's the city where I was raised. But starting a few years ago, I believe that there are 10 years since I moved in another city, in Cluj-Napoca. But every day I'm having a connection with the people from Oradea, with let's say the atmosphere from Oradea, because the company where I'm working it's built, was born, and we are having our headquarters in Oradea. And Oradea is the city where is the kind of city, not just because it looks great and the streets are beautiful and everything, but I also believe it's the kind of city where do you want to go and have as a slow living, as a slow peace of mind, where you just want to stay and grow. But also in Cluj-Napoca, where everything is very energetic and everything is very not really chaotic, but I can say that with a lot of colors and a lot of energy. So when I need to burn this energy, I'm staying here in Cluj, and when I need some rest, I'm going also in Oradea, also in the city where is my wife. So yeah, thank God I have where to go to take the energy or to consume the energy.
Now, what do you do as a product marketer in 2022? And tell us a bit of what do you love most about your job?
My background is a content marketer. So when I started in Creative, I was a brand evangelist, then moved forward as a social media manager, then moved forward as a content marketer, then moved forward as a content and communication manager. But starting last year, I made some changes, and I said that I want to change the entire department, and I embraced this new chapter of my life as a product marketer. So what's a product marketer? I somehow see it as a bridge between the product department and everything that it's related to product, and the marketing department. So we are somehow also in the marketing department and also in the product department. We are preparing the go-to-market strategy for the new launches. We are preparing I'm saying we because we are a team. We are having a daily meeting every day at 9 o'clock in the morning. We are starting our day with a cup of coffee and talking. Sometimes we are talking about the job, and sometimes we are talking about our lives for a half an hour. And this is really helpful because it's connecting the team. So, and I'm coming back to the product marketer. The product marketer, it's the kind of person who is preparing the product to have to be aligned with the same message, with the same positioning, with the same idea about the product, about what the product is doing, the benefits of the product. And let's say that he's the kind of the person who's really understanding also the market, also the consumer, also the competition. It's coming with the information to the product team, but it's also coming with the information to the marketing team. I somehow see the product marketer as a connecting the dots person. So they are connecting the dots, they are coming with new ideas, new innovations, but also it's taking care so that it's taking care of the product, so the position to be the same, and as I said, to be aligned with what's the product vision. So somehow this is the a product marketer. And because I came and because I have a background as a content marketer, it's really helping me, because creating this content and developing the kind of behavior, that understanding what's the new trend or what's coming next, or how to connect the ideas for the research, it's really helping me. So somehow sometimes I really don't know if I'm also a content marketer, even if I'm not creating the content, even if I'm not promoting the content, but using the behavior as a content marketer, it's helping me to be a better product marketer. And I'm also preparing an article on how I change my role from a content marketing manager to a product marketer. It's in the draft there, and it's very hard to start to continue writing it, because every day it's different, and we are starting doing new things, new stuff that somehow sometimes it's new for us, and we need to understand like what's really our main role in this project. And sometimes it's just very familiar, and we are just driving in and embracing these new chapters. So this is somehow what's a product marketer. I can go really deep into the tactics and everything, but I think that people are really understanding what's a product marketer. So as a brief idea, it's the bridge between the product and the marketing, and taking care to be aligned with the same positioning, messaging, and benefits for the consumer and for the prospect.
Thank you so much. I can feel your passion about your job. And I suppose I deduce from this answer the fact that what you love most about it is the fact that it's ever changing, it's ever evolving, and it keeps you on your toes. You always have to research and see and connect the dots, as you mentioned.
I think that the marketer, like you say, the as a content marketer, product marketer, there is one word that's a common word. It's the marketing person. It doesn't matter if you're a product marketer. It doesn't matter if you're an email marketer, social media marketer. I don't know, a CMO. There is the marketing, and I believe that marketing is not a job; it's a lifestyle. And even if you finish your work at 6 o'clock, you're still and you're I don't know, opening Facebook or opening Twitter or reading on Flipboard or on Pocket, you will watch what the Kardashians are doing from a marketing perspective, not from an end user consumer perspective. Like I don't watch the television, but I'm the kind of person who will stay and watch the ads on television. I'm the kind of person who's not skipping the ads on YouTube, because I want to see why this kind of brand is now promoting so hard their company right now. And then you just go on a rabbit hole where you start searching out why this brand is now very popular, why people are using it, and it's somehow as I said, it's a lifestyle, and sometimes I really feel that I'm not having a job. Like I told my friends yesterday that I don't want to get retired. I want to work at 85. I just love what I'm doing, and I feel it as a passion, and I feel that I'm blessed, because every Sunday night I'm not having the kind of feeling that, oh, tomorrow it's Monday morning. No, I just can't wait. Sometimes I'm feeling too bad that it's Friday and the next day is Saturday, and I'm not saying that I'm going to work. I'm just saying that I'm going to do what I love to do. So,
what is the importance of social media marketing this year for a startup with a B2B business model?
On social media, I'm not saying that that's a B2B or that's a B2C. Like, everybody's staying on social media. You don't have to. Even if people are saying that only the 16 years old are staying on TikTok, I bet that also the big CMO, CFO, CEO, CTO, every C-suite person are staying on TikTok, and they are consuming TikTok because it's our part of our life. So I don't see it somehow it's a B2B or it's a B2C. Yes, there are people who are coming with new concepts like age to age, human to human, and everything. But I believe that social media, it's exactly what it's saying. It's a media concept where people are connecting each other. So if and the people are connecting each other with content, and content is connecting people. Content helps communicate vision. Content helps create communities, and everything is started from content. And I believe that on social media, when you are starting using social media, yes, you also have the KPI. Yes, you also have the purpose on why you are doing it, and you have to drive revenue, and you have to drive brand awareness, and you have to drive engagement. And yes, there are a lot of tactics, so everybody can. Let's say, for example, if your prospects are the kind of person that are using more Pinterest than YouTube, you will focus more on Pinterest than you will focus more on YouTube. And you will grow on Pinterest, and you will have a word to say, and you will create a community, and then you will move forward and create a YouTube channel. The problem with a lot of people and a lot of brands is that they want to be everywhere, and they want to create for everybody content, and they want to connect with everybody. I talked with Joe Pulizzi, who's the founder of Content Marketing Institute, and he's now the founder of the Tilt, where he's somehow preparing the content creators to be content entrepreneurs. And he said a really interesting thing, like focus on one thing. Focus on one platform, focus on one type of content, focus on one audience, focus on one purpose, just one. And let's get back. We have the big influencers like Logan Paul. We have the big influencer like I don't know, the other ones. Okay, let's focus on Logan Paul. He started on Vine, and then he moved forward on YouTube. That was his main platform. Now he's so big that he can be everywhere, and he's having his entire team, and he can have an impact in every platform where he is going. Look at Mr. Beast, who started on YouTube as a gamer, and now he's maybe the biggest YouTuber. Now let's move this approach on brands. Focus on one thing, focus on one channel. Don't get trapped in that trend. Now Clubhouse is great, let's everybody move to Clubhouse. Now Twitter is great, let's move everybody on Twitter. No, focus on one thing. What's your main platform? This and you should really understand why is that your main platform, and how to connect with the audience that it's using your main platform. Be there the best, and then move forward to the second platform. If you are being mediocre on every platform, nobody will watch at you. If you are good on one platform and you are the best on one platform, then everybody from every platform will look at you, because yeah, he's the best in, I don't know, on Instagram, and he's doing the great the T-shaped idea, the T-shaped marketer, is that you have to understand every platform, and you have to understand like everything around, let's say on marketing. Yeah, you have to understand what's Facebook, what's Twitter, what's Instagram, what's LinkedIn, what's TikTok, and everything, but then get deeper into one platform. Like if your audience is on Instagram, then get deeper in Instagram and understand why Instagram life is going well, what Instagram is doing with the creator economy, what Instagram is doing with the carousels, with the reels, with the shopping tab. It's there and nobody's clicking that shopping tab, but why they put it there, and why brands must use the shopping brand in their new tab. So everything related to Instagram. Yes, you don't have to really just ignore the other platforms, but put it as a secondary topic. And I think that this can also help the B2B marketers, the B2C marketers, and I don't know, governments and everything. Like, focus on the platform where your audience is, and grow it there, and then move forward to the second one and the third one, and so far.
Can you use these type of platforms too, for example, but use them differently?
Let me tell you some examples, because everybody is moving in that area that it's, I don't know, Gary Vaynerchuk. He's everywhere. He's creating content. He's going in all the interviews to create content to put on his platform, and that's great. That's his spiel. That's his kind of work on how he's doing it. He's having the tens of people in his team, so all he has to do just live his life, and people just create content based on that. But when you're a solopreneur, and when you're an entrepreneur, and when you need to grow your business, And yes, these are everything that is so fancy that, hey, this guy is also on Twitter, this guy is also on Instagram, this guy is also on YouTube, on Facebook and everything. You don't see the behind the scene, what's happening under the water, where is the top of the iceberg. And the top of the iceberg, everybody wants the top of the iceberg, that there are so few people that wants to work on what's under the water. So, and but there are the kind of people that are using social media in a very different way. For example, we have Jack Butcher. Jack Butcher created Visualize Value. Jack Butcher was a designer in an advertising agency, and he somehow find the idea that visualizing the complex idea and put them in a very simple way. So he started creating his own brand, Visualize Value, took these very complex ideas from different people, different philosophers, and put it in on a background with some lines, with some dots, and people could understand what that person really said. And so he started doing that, and then he moved forward. He created as a manifesto for creatives, sell it with a $9 PDF or something like this. And then he moved forward and started consulting agencies and helping them create these slides so people can really understand what's the most simple idea behind that complex company. And then he moved forward and he created this course like Build Once, Sell Twice, because he went on this idea with what Naval said, the AngelList founder: productize yourself. Create this kind of product this kind of brand where it can work even when you are sleeping. So he built this Build Once, Sell Twice. And now he's a multi-million-dollar person who is selling courses. He have done some NFT stuff and everything, but only started from a very simple idea, like taking the complex visuals and put it in a simple way. And because of that, and I was very envy, but in a more positive way. I took the class on visualizing ideas. Or one of my person who I met, Janis Ozolins, he teaching people how to visualize complex ideas and put it in a visual. I don't know. You can use Procreate on your iPad. You can use Figma. You can use even Paint on Microsoft. It doesn't matter. Just took that complex idea, put it simple, and then promote it on your main platform. So I took the course, I connected with Janis and had some messages on Discord. He created an awesome community where you get a lot of value and where you can talk with the people who when you are struggling with creating these visuals. And then I created these visuals and I started publishing them on Twitter. And the way how people are reacting to these visuals, it's very interesting. And I got a lot of engagement, a lot of connection, a lot of people are starting following me. And then it showed me that people really wants to connect with a simple idea, with a simple and most snackable ideas for them, because they don't have enough of time to consume the kind of content. And then I put this complex idea in a simple visual. Now, this is an example on how Jack started using social media so he can connect with B2B with agencies, and he can also connect with B2C with people who took his classes. Now, he started using this on Twitter. His main following is on Twitter. He was also on LinkedIn, but I believe that LinkedIn took him off or something like this, and now he could come back, because I don't know what he's done on LinkedIn, but that's very interesting. And what's the main take from here? It's take one platform where you can create your own content. Make sure that you're not relying only on social media. Don't build, and this is what Joe Pulizzi said, don't build your content house on rented land. Facebook is not yours, LinkedIn is not yours, Twitter is not yours. who the only kind of leads that are yours are not the followers or the subscribers or the emails. So build your companies on this email list. And Nathan Barry from ConvertKit, he's having an awesome podcast, The Art of Newsletter, where he's talking with a lot of creators and entrepreneurs on how they build their business on these email lists. And then from after that, when you have the platform where you want to connect, and when you know a strategy on how to make people give you their email, start creating content that it's differentiating you from the community, but also try to maintain their attention, not just hold their attention, not just get their attention. And this is where the episodic content marketing is starting. Create the kind of content where people can subscribe, can be with you day by day, week by week, month by month, and then you can create a community. So I think that I say that is the content effect. You start when you start creating community, when you start creating content, you start collecting ideas, you start communicating a vision. People are connecting each other, people are creating opportunities, and then they start creating new content. So it's somehow the same idea that it was 12 years ago, 15 years ago about content. So the platform are changing, the industry is changing, people are changing, the content is the same. It's text, it's video, it's visual, or photos, is the same. So somehow I'm seeing these social media trends, B2B, social media marketing, they are related on these two factors, content and community.
Mhm. Thank you so much for summarizing like what is 2022 about. So I'm going to closely wrap it up. I know you're an avid podcaster.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, why did you launch yours? A lesson that you learned during the launch, for example, and your opinion if the market is saturated or there's room for more, and if you have any tips for brands that want to launch a podcast.
Podcasting, I think that's a great way to communicate your vision. It's a very intimate way. It's the only kind of content, is the single passive content you can communicate if you're you can consume if you're an active person. And doing that is because you can consume the content and not be really active, engaging with it, like how we are doing when we are watching YouTube videos, Netflix, and when we are consuming the content on social media. We can consume podcast while we are driving our car, shopping, getting our dog out, and stuff like this. And I've done before I started my own podcast. I consumed for 3 years podcast every week, especially when I clean the house on Saturday. It's at our home, like everybody else. Saturday is it's a cleaning day. So because I wanted to also clean the house and make my wife happy, I wanted to also educate myself. So I started consuming podcast. And after 3 years, it somehow I took the idea that I want to launch a podcast. There weren't so many podcasts in Romania, so I said that I want to start the podcast in Romania. It will be at the beginning only in audio, and I will make 50 episodes. If people will love it, I will continue. If not, I will stop. It was a great experience, and the matter of fact, people are somehow loving it, and it taught me a lot about how to outreach people, how to communicate with them, how to create conversational talk, not only giving questions and answering them, question and answer. Just make it very conversational. And another thing that it taught me, it's that people are connecting. I love Seth Godin's idea. Like, people like us do things like this, like-minded people. He wrote this in his last book. This is marketing, and people are connecting with the ideas that we are talking about in my podcast. Not because I'm not a celebrity. I'm not the kind of person who can connect with a lot of celebrities. I'm taking the opportunity whenever I can to talk with someone. It was, for an example, it was in the morning when I fly with an airplane, and when I arrived at the airport, I met with a person who I knew. I really wanted to connect with her on a podcast, and I told her, like, if you have 20 minutes, we can go somewhere in the back. We can record it on my phone and have this podcast. And she was very happy to do that interview. She replied me very well, and it was a great interview. And that was like taking the opportunity. I believe that marketers and the creators, they can create a lot of opportunities creating this podcast. The market is not saturated, because if the market would be saturated, we only have like 4 TVs, two newspapers, and I don't know, 3 bloggers and 5 YouTubers. But I believe that you can create a lot of, like for an example, I'm at my 4th week on publishing a weekly episode, short weekly episodes on my podcast with max 3 minutes of audio, and people are loving it. Like, I can see that they are consuming it. My downloads just went up, and people are sharing the episode. So I believe that you can do a lot of things with a podcast, even when you start doing this kind of interview like you are doing, and then move forward and repurpose it in audio format, in video format, in text format, in quotes, and everything. And now you have for an entire week content just to promote it and just to connect with your community. So yeah, I believe that podcasting is here to stay. For now, people are using it. They only have to find the differentiator between them and their competitor. Don't overthink things. Just start creating it, and you will figure it out what it's working for you. Maybe it work for you a live content. Maybe it work for you the video content. Maybe you're a great communicator writing articles, like the founders from Basecamp. They are awesome writers, and they are doing some awesome things in their with their articles and with their books, and they are founders. They are also having one of the most efficient and one of the most successful companies in the world, and they are writing books and writing newsletters, and they are connecting people by writing. There are the other people who are creating videos. But I believe that when you create content, it's somehow also a responsibility, and maybe people are afraid about that responsibility. So my word is, just start working on it and see if it works for you, and if not, then just do the thing that you're the best of it.
Thank you for watching. I am Elena, and at the Recursive, we aim to provide constructive reporting on the progress of the local innovation community in Southeast Europe. Until next time, I invite you to read the stories that shape stories on our website, and don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to never miss out on everything we do here.